The missing birthday word count. 800. I checked my phone again, still no reply. Come on, Emily, I muttered, pacing the kitchen. Don't do this. Not today. The table was set. To plates, candles, the small velvet box with the bracelet I knew she'd love. 8:13 p.m. I called her again, straight to voicemail. My chest tightened. Left two voicemails, and even called her best friend, who didn't answer either. She probably got caught up, I told myself. Forcing a smile. Traffic, maybe? Or lost her phone? Something small? I lit the candles anyway. One flickered out instantly. I sat at the table and stared at the empty chair across from me. The silence in the apartment felt louder than anything. Another glance. At the clock? 9:01 p.m. Still nothing. My fingers itched, so I opened Instagram. Bad idea. But I had to know anything that gave me a clue. That's when I saw it. Kyle's story. Her ex. A picture of 2 wine glasses. And then the next slide. Heard Emily wearing the emerald green dress I gave her last month, her hair curled, makeup flawless, smiling with him. Clinking glasses, I blinked hard. Maybe it was an old photo. I checked the Tim. Posted 6 minutes ago, seriously. I whispered, on my birthday. I called her again, straight to voicemail, no explanation, no excuse. Just a public slap across my heart. I tossed my phone across the couch and sank into the chair. Was I that easy to forget? Had I been some backup plan the whole time? I stared at the bracelet box still sitting on the table. I opened it. The silver shimmered in the candlelight. She wore the dress I got her. I said out loud, bitterness curling on my tongue. With him. The door buzzed. Hope flickered in my chest. I rushed to the intercom. Hello? Delivery for? ... Birthday dinner? I froze, right? The sushi I pre-ordered. Yeah, come up, I said, voice cracking. He handed me the bag, smiling. Hope your night's going amazing, man. I faked a chuckle. Best birthday ever. I closed the door, set the bag on the counter, and just stood there. The silence pressed. In again? Except now it wasn't quiet. It was screaming. I sat on the couch, food untouched, and opened the last message Emily had sent me 2 days ago. Can't wait for your birthday. Got a surprise, right? Surprise? I scrolled down Kyle's post again. Another one. Now it was a video. Her laughing, leaning into him. I paused it. Her eyes were sparkling. I used to make her laugh like that. I used to think I meant something. Picked up the bracelet and held it in my palm. Cold, smooth, worth every penny. I saved from freelancing just to make her smile. What a joke. My phone buzzed. Emily, double quotes. Hey babe. Sorry, crazy day. Just crashed early. Love you. I stared at the message. Crashing early? Took a screenshot of Kyle's post and sent it. This doesn't look like crashing. 3 dots, then nothing. 10 minutes passed. Finally, she replied, It's not what it looks like. I laughed out loud, bitter and hollow. Of course not, I whispered. It never is. I didn't reply. Instead, I grabbed my jacket, the bracelet, and left. The night air hit my face like a slap. I walked aimlessly, past couples holding hands, people laughing outside restaurants. I must have looked like a ghost among them, I ended. Up at the park, where we had our first date, same bench. Same broken light above. I sat down, unboxed the bracelet, and placed it on the bench. Someone else could find it. Maybe it would mean something to them. My phone buzzed again. Emily, can we talk? I didn't answer. I didn't want her words. I wanted the version of her that hadn't been a lie. But that version didn't exist. I stood up and walked away from the bench. From the bracelet, from her. It was my birthday, and I spent it alone. But maybe that was the gift, seeing her for who she really was. I saw Kyle posted a photo last night, said casually, stirring my coffee. Emily barely flinched. Oh, that. It was just dinner. We ran into each other downtown, totally unplanned. The same dress I gave you for my birthday? She hesitated, then laughed. Wow, you're keeping track now. It was a coincidence, okay? You're reading into it. I nodded slowly. Right, a coincidence. Came over, kissed my forehead, and grabbed her purse. Don't be dramatic, I'll be late for work. The door shut behind her. I sat in silence, staring at the lipstick stain on my mug. Not my color. Not the shade she usually wore for me. Later that evening, Natalie dropped by. You okay? I gave her a tired smile. Do I look okay? She told me about last night, Natalie said carefully. Said you were upset over a dinner. Come on, man. Emily's complicated. Complicated? I laughed. That's a new word for it. She loves you. She just sometimes needs space. I leaned back. Did she tell you I waited the whole night? Cake, candles, the works? Natalie sighed. I know. I told her it was wrong. That makes it better. She looked down. No, but maybe try talking to her. She's not great with feelings. I said sharper than I meant. She's great with hiding them. The next few days blurred. Emily smiled like nothing happened. She laughed at my jokes. She wore new perfume, something stronger, unfamiliar. One night, she came home later than usual girls' night, she chirped. Smells like someone else's cologne, I murmured. She froze. What? I shrugged. Nothing. I started noticing everything. The way she always took her phone to the bathroom. How she angled the screen away when texting. The missed calls labeled unknown. Emily, I asked one night, who's been texting you at 2 a.m.? She rolled her eyes. It's Natalie. She's been going through a breakup. God, you're paranoid, I smiled. Of course, Natalie. The next day, I asked Natalie about it. Me. She blinked. No, I haven't texted her since Tuesday. I didn't confront Emily, not directly. Instead, I smiled more. Acted normal. Observed, watched her fake her way through every morning like I didn't matter, like I was the safe option, the fallback. The guy you stay with until something better calls. I told myself I was just waiting for proof, but really, I already had. Every lie was painted in her lipstick. Every hug smelled like guilt. Every I love you sounded more like I hope you never ask, and I didn't ask. Not yet, Haley. I blinked, nearly dropping my coffee. She looked up from her sketch pad, her expression softening.
Wow.
Didn't think I'd ever run into you again? I slid into the seat across from her. It's been a while. She glanced around. Here alone? God. I was supposed to meet someone, but I shrugged. Plans change. She gave a sad smile. You mean Emily? I looked down at my cup. Guess the whole town knows, huh? She's not subtle, Haley said, folding her arms. Neither's my brother. I studied her. So you knew about them? Always did. She sighed. I tried to tell Emily once. Told her you weren't the type of guy she should be toying with. Didn't work. She laughed. Haley said bitterly. Said you'd never. Leave her. That you were safe. The word hit me like a slap. Safe. Predictable. Pathetic. I sipped my coffee slowly. She was probably right. I didn't want to see it. Even when the lies started stacking up. Haley leaned in. You weren't stupid. You were loyal. Yeah, well, loyalty looks a lot like weakness when it's one-sided. Her eyes flicked toward my hand, where I was still absent-mindedly spinning the keychain Emily gave me on. Our first anniversary. You still love her? I don't know what I feel, I admitted. Anger, shame, emptiness. She nodded slowly. You know, I used to envy you too. You made it look real. It was real. At least I thought it. Haley hesitated, then pulled something from her bag. A photo, grainy, but clear enough. Kyle and Emily, her hand on his thigh, her lips near his ear. This was last month, she said. He said it was over, but he lies like he breathes. I stared at the photo, not because it surprised me, but because it didn't. I looked. Up. Why are you showing me this? Because you deserve better. You always did. Those words. It didn't echo. They detonated. I leaned back. You really believe that? She nodded. 100%. I exhaled through my nose. You know what's funny? I've been so focused on holding it together, on being the good guy, but maybe it's time I stopped playing that role. Haley tilted her head. What do you mean? It's time she sees what she gave up. A flicker of something crossed her face approval. Maybe revenge? I smirked. Not something like that, but not the messy kind. Poetic. I raised my brow. Exactly. She grinned. Now that's the version of you I always wanted to see. I didn't even know he existed until now. Well, she said, picking up her sketch pad again. Maybe you just needed the right push. I stood up, gripping my coffee tighter. Thanks, Haley, for the honesty and the clarity. Anytime, she said softly. Oh, and don't let her break you. Let her regret you. I smiled. For real this time. She already does. She just doesn't know it yet. As I walked out of the cafe, the wait ID, been dragging for months, started to lift. For the first time, I wasn't chasing answers. I was writing the ending. Yo, you really sent her the fake itinerary? Jordan asked, shaking his head as he scrolled through the email I'd mocked up. Yeah, I said, grinning. All-inclusive 5-star resort in Grace Bay, flights, fake check-in code, everything. Let out a low whistle. She's really going to pack her bags and show up at the airport. She already packed last night. Kept asking me if I liked the red or the black bikini better. I looked at him. Guess which one she said Kyle liked more? Jordan muttered. You're cold. No, I said, grabbing my phone. I'm done being warm to people who treat me like I'm disposable. Just then, a message popped up from Haley. Flight confirmed. I'm all yours for the week, Jordan. Caught my smirk. That her? Yeah? You sure you're not doing this? Just to get even? I'm doing this to move on, I said. She cheated, lied, gaslit me, and now she thinks I booked her a luxury getaway to reconnect. Nah, this trip's my goodbye. Jordan gave a slow nod. Still feels bold, man. What if she causes a scene? I'm not showing up to the airport. She'll figure it out when no one calls. Her name at the gate? You're gonna ghost her completely? No, I'll text her a picture. Jordan raised a brow. Of what? Me and Haley? On the beach? Holding drinks? He nearly fell off the couch laughing. You're a savage. It's not revenge, I said calmly. It's closure. She said I wasn't man enough. This is me being a man. We pointed at my suitcase. So what's the real plan? You flying out tonight? Yep, Haley's meeting me at the terminal. Taking a red eye? And you trust her? More than I ever trusted Emily, I said. She was never fooled by the fake smiles or the crocodile tears. Jordan leaned back. You've changed, man. I had to, I replied. Pain does that to people. My phone buzzed again. This time it was Emily. I'm so excited. I needed this break. More than you know, I read it, then locked the screen. Jordan exhaled. So what are you going to say when she calls you screaming from the airport? Nothing, I said. Let silence be the message. He nodded. And you really think Haley's in this for you? Not just to spite her brother and your ex she could be? Right now, I don't care. She makes me laugh. She checks in on me. She shows up. That's more than Emily ever did. Jordan reached out and clapped me on the shoulder. Well, enjoy the sun, my guy. Send me that beach pic when you do it. I grinned. You'll be the first to see it. As I zipped my bag, I glanced at Emily's latest message. Let's take cute pics on the beach. I deleted it without replying. Then I picked up my boarding pass, the real one, and walked out the door. Wow, Haley said as we stepped onto the white sand, sunglasses slipping onto her face. I see why you picked Turks and Caicos. Figured we deserved something better than chaos, I said, tossing my bag over my shoulder. She smirked. And you figured Emily deserved an airport terminal? I grinned. She's probably pacing in flip-flops right now. My phone buzzed for the 5th time in 10 minutes. Emily. Again, Haley leaned over, squinting at my screen. Still blowing up your phone? Non-stop, I said. It's calls, texts, the whole meltdown playlist you're going to answer. I shook my head and slipped it into airplane mode. Nah. Let karma play its verse. We dropped our things at the beachside villa. The ocean stretched beyond the windows like a living painting. I kicked off my shoes. "This view is dangerous," Haley said, stepping onto the balcony. "Might never go back. That's kind of the plan." She turned. "Not to stay here forever and fake your death." I laughed, "But maybe long enough to make a point." She tilted her head. "To Emily or to yourself?" I looked. At her both. Haley didn't say anything. She just smiled, that knowing, no-nonsense kind of smile. The one that said she saw through the whole act, mine, Emily's, Kyle's, all of it. Later that afternoon, we were on the beach, a couple of tropical drinks in hand. I handed Haley my phone. "Take a pic?" I asked. "For Instagram." She raised a brow. "You sure? Dead sure?" We clinked glasses, both of us mid-laugh. The sun was golden behind us, sea glimmering. Snapped it. I posted it with no caption, just a location tag. Somewhere better. Within minutes, my phone lit up DMS. Missed calls, angry emojis from Emily. "Looks like she saw it," Haley said, glancing at my phone. I took another sip. "Good. Revenge looks good on you." "I'm not even trying to get revenge," I said. "Just trying to finally live." Lean leaned back in her beach chair. "And that starts with me," I chuckled. "You're part of it." "Not be the rebound?" I turned toward her. "You're not. You're someone who always saw me, even when I was invisible to them." She went quiet for a moment, looking out at the waves. "You know, I always hated the way they treated you," I noticed. "You let it slide for too long." "I know," I said. "But I'm not that guy anymore." She smiled again so effortlessly. It caught me off guard. "Good, because I like this version of you. I do too." That night, we walked along the shore, our feet sinking into the wet sand with every step. I still can't believe she actually went to the airport. Haley laughed. She sent me a selfie with her suitcase, I said, pulling up the message. "See you in the tropics, babe." She really thought you'd come crawling back. She always thought I would. And you finally didn't, she said softly. "That's power." I looked at her. "Feels like peace." We stopped, walking, standing still under the moonlight. The ocean roared in the background. Haley looked at me. "What now?" "I don't know," I said. "But I know I'm done being second choice." She nudged me. "Then maybe it's time you started acting like someone's first." I looked at her, really looked at her. "Then let me start here." My phone buzzed on the nightstand. Again. "Emily." I sighed, picked it up, and answered on the 10th ring. "Yeah, where the hell are you?" she shrieked. "You liar. You said we were going to Turks and Caicos together." Stayed quiet for a beat, staring out at the waves. "You looked excited, packing your bags." You sent me fake tickets." She screamed. "Do you know how humiliating it was, standing at the airport like a fool?" "I do," I said, voice flat. "I remember how humiliated I felt when you said I wasn't man enough." She went silent for a second. Then her voice cracked. "You're being petty. This is cruel." "No," I said calmly. "Cruel is watching someone you love pick someone else in front of you and pretend it never happened. You think this fixes anything?" she asked, voice trembling. "Running off with Haley?" "Funny," I said, "you never asked how I ended up here with her. You only care that it's not you." "Don't twist it," she snapped. "You planned this. You manipulated everything." I stood up from the beach lounger and walked toward the ocean. Maybe I did. Maybe I got tired of waiting for you to see me. She let out a bitter laugh. "So what now?" "That you're punishing." "Me." I paused. "Was he worth it?" Silence. "Emily." Her voice dropped. "I didn't mean to hurt you. I swear I didn't." "But you did," I said, softer now. "You chose him, even when you knew how I felt. And when he left, you came crawling back. Was the backup plan." "It's not true," she whispered. "It is," I replied. "And the worst part? I accepted it, till now." Another pause, then a sniffle. "Do you love her?" I smiled a little. Haley's laugh echoed from the patio behind me. "I don't know yet, but I know this. She sees me. She doesn't compare me to anyone else. You never even gave us a chance to talk?" She snapped again. "No," I said firmly. You never gave me a reason to wait. She was quiet again. Just breathing. We extended the trip, I added. What? Haley and I, we were supposed to come back Sunday. We're staying an extra week. You're really done with me, aren't you? Her voice was small. I'm done being second, I said, to anyone. The line stayed open for a few more seconds, then she hung up. I slid the phone into my pocket. Everything good? Haley asked, walking over in her sundress, holding 2 drinks. Better than good, I said, taking a glass from her. That was closure. She clinked her glass against mine. 2 fresh starts. Act. 2 never being someone's afterthought. Again, I replied, and just like that, I let go. We were lying on the beach, just outside our little cabana, wrapped in the kind of silence that doesn't need to be filled. You ever wonder if it was all just a sick game to them? Haley's voice broke the stillness, quiet but sharp. I turned toward her. Kyle and Emily. She nodded. Kyle's been like that since we were kids, always needing to win. Even when the prize was someone else's. Heart. I sat up slightly, brushing sand off my forearm. You tried to warn her, didn't you? I did, she said with a dry laugh. Told her Kyle wasn't capable of love, just obsession. But she ate it up. The jealousy, the drama. She didn't care who got hurt. You. Me. She looked away. And now you. I exhaled. You're not wrong. Haley picked at the sand beside her. He used to flirt with my friends just to watch me react. One time he pretended to be in the hospital, so I'd miss my college entrance interview. Said I needed to prove I loved him more than my dreams. I blinked. Sick. It took me years to stop thinking it was normal. I reached over and gently touched her hand. You're not the only one who let someone treat them like a backup plan. She squeezed my fingers. It's not about being weak. We just wanted to believe the people we loved weren't monsters. He gave a dry chuckle. Guess we both learned the hard way. She looked at me with a softness I hadn't seen before. You deserve better than what she gave you. So do you. We sat there for a while, the waves filling in our silences. I don't get how she could betray you like that, she whispered. My phone buzzed. Again, still ignoring her, Lee asked, glancing over. I didn't look up. Yeah, how many is that now? She asked. 17 texts, 4 voicemails, 2 emails, let out a low whistle, persistent. I finally turned my phone screen off and tossed it onto the table. She thinks if she keeps poking at the wound, I'll reopen it. Are you tempted? She asked softly. I shook my head, not even a little. Haley leaned back against the bench, pulling her knees up. You're stronger than me. I would have written an essay by now. Used to want her to suffer, I said. Now, I want peace. That's the difference. She looked at me, really looked. That's growth. My phone buzzed again. Message preview. I miss you. Can we talk? I didn't move. Didn't unlock it. Just breathed. She doesn't miss me, I said. She misses who I used to be when I still believed in her. Haley was quiet for a moment, then whispered, She's chasing the version of you she destroyed. That version's gone, I said. He died the day she called me not man enough. Haley sighed. Sometimes I think about texting Kyle just to scream, just to say you broke your sister too, but I don't. I nodded slowly. You don't because silence hurts more. She smiled faintly. Exactly. My phone buzzed again. I know I hurt you. I hate myself for it. Please don't hate me too. I locked it without reading the rest. She's still making it about her, I muttered. Haley leaned forward. They always do. When guilt sets in, they want your forgiveness to fix their pain. Well, she's going to have to heal without me, I said. I'm not her bandage. Haley reached for my hand. And you shouldn't be. I looked at her. Really looked this time. I used to think closure came from a final conversation. Now I realize it's just not answering. She squeezed my fingers gently. Moving on without the need to explain, that's the loudest goodbye. Another buzz. This time, I silenced my phone completely. Let her wonder, Haley smiled. Let her rot. I chuckled. That too. We sat in silence, the sky darkening above us, stars flickering like quiet reminders that even in stillness, there's power. I didn't need revenge. I didn't need closure. I needed freedom, and I finally had it. Did you actually delete it? Haley asked as we walked through the park, the breeze brushing her hair back. I held up my phone, unlocked it, and tapped. The gallery, is when I said, pointing to the last picture of Emily, her laughing at that rooftop dinner. Gone. You sure you want to do it? She asked gently, searching my face. I already did, I said, pressing delete again. Just for closure. This time, no hesitation. She smiled. That's huge. Yeah, I exhaled. Felt like cutting off the last chain. I don't even remember why I kept it. Habit, she shrugged. We all do dumb things for people who didn't deserve us, facts, I muttered. But I'm done being anyone's plan B, especially not hers. We sat on a bench, watching runners pass by. I noticed one guy in a neon shirt and nodded. Speaking of, I started running again. Haley grinned. Look at you. Breakup glope in full force. I got promoted too, I added. Team lead, finally. Seriously. She blinked. That's amazing. Why didn't you say something earlier? I didn't want to tie. My wins to her loss, I said. It's not about proving her wrong anymore. It's about proving myself right. God, I wish more people thought like that, Haley said. So many just want revenge. I thought I did, I admitted. When she left, I wanted to scream, fight, show her what she lost. And now, I let her go, I said. I let the whole story go. Even the version where I was the hurt one. She leaned closer, her voice quieter. Does it still hurt? I paused. Less and less each day. It's like, when you stop scratching a wound, it heals faster. Haley smiled. You're healing fast. I had help, I said, nudging her with my elbow. That night by the lake, when you told me about Kyle, that changed something for me. I wasn't sure if I should have said all that, she admitted, but it felt right. It was, I said. I saw I wasn't alone in this mess. That maybe messed up people can still build something good. Think we're those people, she asked playfully. I hope so, I said, more serious than I meant to sound. We sat in silence for a few beats, just breathing. No drama, no chaos. Just peace. Do you ever check her socials? Haley asked suddenly. No, I replied, shaking my head. Stopped weeks ago, not even out of curiosity. Not even, I smiled. I don't care who she's with or what fake life. She's posting. I've got my own now. Haley looked at me. That's sexy, you know? Silence instead of pettiness. It's peace, I said. I finally chose peace. My phone buzzed in my pocket. Another useless notification. I silenced it. You. Okay? She asked. I nodded. Better than okay. And for the first time since it all fell apart, I meant it. My phone buzzed just as I was sipping coffee. I almost ignored it until I saw her name. Emily. One new message. I miss you. I made a mistake. I stared at the screen, unmoved. Haley, I called, setting the phone face down. You up for hiking today or brunch first? She popped. Her head out of the bathroom, toothbrush in her mouth. Brunch, always. Bacon calls to me. I laughed. Fair enough. And guess who texted me? She rinsed her mouth, raising a brow. Emily. Yup. Says she misses me. Says she made a mistake. Haley blinked, then tilted her head. You okay? I think so, I said. Actually, yeah, I am. She stepped closer, brushing a hand down my arm. You don't have to read it or respond. You owe her nothing. I didn't even open it, I admitted. Didn't. Feel the need. That's growth, she said softly. I picked up my phone again, but didn't open the message. Instead, I scrolled back to last week's photos, Haley and I. Laughing by the waterfall, arms full of sunflowers from the roadside market, her messy hair as we shared pancakes in the Airbnb kitchen. She messaged me the day after my birthday. Remember? I muttered she did. Yep, the same birthday she spent with her ex. But now suddenly she misses me. I laughed quietly. Timing is funny, huh? Haley leaned against the counter. What do you want to do about it? I opened my gallery, scrolled through the albums. Oh, there it was. An old dusty photo of Emily and me at some concert years ago. I hadn't looked at it in months. Want to do this? I said, hovering over the trash icon. Are you sure? Haley asked gently. I've never been more sure. I tapped delete. Gone. Just like that, the last thread snapped. Feels weirdly freeing, I admitted. Freedom usually does. She smiled. Come on, brunch is waiting. I grabbed my keys and wallet, taking one last glance at my phone. Before slipping it into my pocket, no response, no second thoughts. We walked out into the sunlight. Hey, I said as we reached the car. Thank you. For what? She asked, sliding into the passenger seat. For never making me feel like I had to compete, for seeing me even when I couldn't see myself. Haley reached across the console and squeezed my hand. You were never second best. You just forgot you were first. I smiled, engine purring to life. While Emily was stuck in the past, I was driving toward a future that finally felt like mine. The wind came. Through the windows, warm and wild, the message stayed unread. My spirit didn't. Some losses aren't losses, they're liberation.